Aloha, everyone. I want to thank Congresswoman Omar for her leadership on this and so many other issues that are important to our communities. And I'm glad to stand here, not just with her, but with my other colleagues from the House. We all know that President Trump is going after immigrants. He's made it very plain day after day. And as Bishop Buddy said in her recent sermon at the National Cathedral, refugees, families, and even children from immigrant communities are fearful of Trump's mass deportation plans. And I was told that workplaces and other places where immigrants gather, they're not gathering so much anymore because of this tremendous fear. Donald Trump will use his powers to invoke the archaic Alien Enemies Act, a law that has only been used 3 times in the history of our country during a time when we were at war. And as Congresswoman Orma noted, particularly for those of us of Asian extraction during World War II and the internment of Japanese Americans. And even though the Alien Enemies Act requires that our country be at war or that another country is actually invading our country, I think those are niceties that President Trump will ignore as he invokes the Alien Enemies Act. So, what he intends to do is scaring our communities because, frankly, any undocumented person can be accused of being part of a criminal gang, and they will be deported without any due process. So let me read some of the things that President Trump has said. Recently, when asked about families with mixed immigration status, there are many mixed status families, with some are U.S. citizens, some are not, some are undocumented. Trump said he doesn't want to break up families, and the only way to keep them together is to send them all back, deport them all. He also said, when a conservative commentator said that Trump would, quote, declare a national emergency, unquote, and, quote, use military assets, end quote, to lead a mass deportation program, Trump replied, true. He is not fooling around. He will use whatever tools he has to deport immigrants. And by weaponizing this ancient law, as I said, just note this: any immigrant can be accused of association with gangs and cartels, and they will be deported without due process of law. So our Neighbors Not Enemies Act would repeal this xenophobic law and affirm that, as Bishop Buddy said, the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. I'm proud to be a sponsor of this legislation in the Senate, and we will continue to fight back even as our communities of immigrants remain in fear.